Hello everyone, Namaste. It's me Pratiksha Dulal and I am here to teach you science of grade 4. In this class today we are going to learn about the interrelationship between living and non-living things. All of you take out your book and copy in front of you and turn on page number 74. So today we are going to learn about the relationship between the living and non-living things. So I am going through the book. All of you look at your book and listen to me very carefully. Anything around us makes the environment. So anything around us, whatever there are living things and non-living things, they all make an environment. So environment consists of both living and non-living matters. So what is environment? You can write the surrounding. You have to write it, okay? We should make note of this chapter. So the surrounding which consists of both living and non-living matters is called environment. So the surrounding which consists of both living and non-living things or matter, that is called environment. So all living things, they are depend on non-living things. So what is living things? Things that have life in them, it is called living things, whereas things that do not have life on them is called non-living things. So all the living things depend on the non-living things of their surrounding, like soil, water, air, and with other living things to survive. So all the living things depend on non-living things for their survival. All living things get food, shelter, air, water, heat, etc. from their environment. So all the living things, they get food, shelter, water, air, heat, light, etc. from the environment. So here is a question. Can you imagine what happens to you if there is no air around us? So what will happen if there is no air around us? Can you say it? Can you say that? There is no life, or their life is not possible without air. We know that we cannot breathe easily, we cannot respire, so we need air around us, and it makes our environment balance also. So presence of air is very important. Now the next topic we are going to read is animals get food from their environment. So all the living things depend on non-living things, and all the plants, animals, they all lie on environment. Now we will go to the next topic, that is animals get food from their environment. So we are going to read animals get food from their environment, where all the living things get food, shelter, air and water from the environment, and animals also get food from the environment. We will go through the paragraph. All of you look on page number 72. All living things need food to survive, and animals get food from plants and other animals. So animals get food from the plant, and some animals depend on other animals for their food, as well as some animals depend on both plants and animals for their food. So they depend on plants for their food, whereas plants also prepare their food by taking carbon dioxide, water and sunlight which is obtained from the environment. So that process is called photosynthesis. This process is very important in plant. The process of making food by green plant using water, sunlight and carbon dioxide. So plant prepare their food by using water, sunlight and carbon dioxide. That process of making food is called photosynthesis. So plants depend themselves. Plants prepare their own food, whereas animals depend on plant for their food, where some animals depend on both plants and animal for their food. Now we will go through the second paragraph. Green plants trap energy of sunlight to prepare their food. I have already told you, plants prepare their food during photosynthesis. So green plants, they trap the sunlight of the energy to prepare their food. So some part of energy is utilized by the plants for their growth. So they utilize it for their growth. So we also store energy from the plant. Whereas animal also get energy when they eat plant as a food. When animal eat plant as a food, they get energy, and when that animal eat plant as a food, energy that will be transferred in it. So when this animal is eaten by another animal, the energy will again pass in that animal. So one living organism to another living organism, energy will transfer from one living organism to another living organism through food. That process is called food chain. So energy get transferred from one living organism to another living organism through food. That process is called food chain. Now I will write the definition of food chain. I think you have written this. Food chain is very important. Food chain means the transfer of energy. So dear student, the transfer of energy transfer हुन्छ from one living organisms to another. एउटा लिभिङ अर्गानिजमबाट अर्को लिभिङ अर्गानिजममा ट्रान्सफर हुने केको माध्यमबाट through food, that is called food chain. So the transfer of energy, so energy get transferred from one living organisms to another through food, that is called food chain. So you can look at this chart. Here is one example. Here is a grass, and I want to tell one thing, that food chain always begins with plant. Food chain always begin with plant. पहिला सुरु plant बाट सुरु हुन्छ. So first one is grass, and this grass is eaten by the another living organism, that is rabbit, and this rabbit is eaten by the another living organism, that is fox. So in this way grass को energy rabbit मा transfer हुन्छ र rabbit को energy fox मा transfer हुन्छ. So that process is called food chain. As well as here is the second example also. So here is grain. I have already told you food chain begins with plant. So here is grain. This grain is eaten by the rat, and rat is eaten by the snake, and snake is eaten by the eagle. So in this way energy get transferred into one living organisms to another living organisms. That process is called food chain. Now we will go to the next page, on page number 73. Plant also provide food for us in the form of grains, vegetables, seeds, fruit, nut, etc. Can we imagine without food? Can we imagine without food? No, we cannot imagine our life without food. So, plant helps to provide food for us. Now, we will go to the next paragraph. We saw that plant help us in food providing. Plant help us in providing food. Okay, here is a question. Are we also help to survive? Are we also helping plant to survive? Are we helping plant for their survival, for their growth? Are we helping them? Yes, we are helping them. We also plays a vital role for the growth and survival of plant. Then how we help them? You know that we take or we inhale which gas? We inhale oxygen gas and we throw back and we throw out carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas. So, carbon dioxide gas is very necessary gas for the plant to prepare their food. So, we also plays a vital role for the survival and for the growth of the plant. So, we also helping them. Plant absorb carbon dioxide gas during photosynthesis process, we have already studied, and release fresh oxygen which we need that for breathing. So, that process is respiration. So, here is a picture given in the chart. Here is a tree and here is a human. So, tree throw carbon dioxide gas and human take that oxygen and we throw carbon dioxide gas as well as tree take that carbon dioxide gas. In this way, the respiration process begin. So, we throw carbon dioxide gas and plant take that carbon dioxide gas and they throw out oxygen gas and we take oxygen gas. So, in this way, environment are balanced. Now, on the next page, page number 74, all of you look on page number 74 on the top. When animal die, when animal get died, they get decayed. They get decayed. Decayed bhaneko kuinu. So, they get decayed and they get mixed into the soil. So, it also forms important nutrients for the plant. It also forms important nutrients for the plant. So, not only animal are benefited from plants, not only animal are benefited from plants, but plant are also benefited from animal. So, animal also get benefited from plant and plant also get benefited from animal. So, they both, plants and animal, they both are interrelated with each other in many ways. So, they both are interrelated with each other in many ways. Now, go through the next paragraph. Do you think that plant and animal are dependent on their food only? Food ma matra depend huncha plant and animal? No. Plant provides shelter to animal. Plant le shelter pani provide gariraeko cha है animal lai. Okay, I will give some example. Wild animal like monkey, squirrel, they live in tree. Bird also make their nest in tree, whereas elephant, deer, rhino, etc. they live under the shade of the tree. So, we also get shelter from the plant. We also get timber, grass, bamboo, etc. to build our houses. Houses are built on the ground and constructed by using stone, sand, gravel from the environment. So, plant give us many things, whereas plant also provide many things to the animal. They provide food, shelter, etc. Now, we will go to next paragraph. Do you know how our cloth made? Do you know how our cloth made? So, our clothes are mainly prepared from the plant, that is thread of cotton, and we also use other fibers like jute to make mat, sacks, rope, etc. So this copy, this paper and your note copy, they are all prepared from plant like straw, hay, grass, bamboo, etc. So we make paper and note copy from the plant like straw, hay, grass, bamboo, etc. बाँस, पराल, घाँसबाट नै हामीले के बनाउँछौँ? We make paper. So plants not only provide food for animals, it also provides shelter to the animals. So they both are interrelated with each other, and so these are all the relationship between living and non-living things. We have studied about the environment. Environment means that surrounding which consists of both living and non-living things, whereas all the living things depend on non-living things of air, water, land, etc. And animals also get food from the environment, where animals are benefited from plants as well as plants also get benefited from animals. So they are interdependent with each other. And we have studied about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process of making food by green plants using water, sunlight and carbon dioxide. And we also helping the plants in many ways by providing them carbon dioxide gas, which is important for them to prepare the food. And we have studied about the food chain. Food chain means the transfer of energy from one animal to another animal through food, that is called food chain. So one living organism is eaten by another living organism. In this way food get transferred. So that process is called food chain. Now we will write some question for as homework. Question number 1 is, okay, what is environment? So the environment is the surrounding that consists of both living and non-living things. They are, that is environment. Then the second question is, what is photosynthesis? What are its raw materials? So what is photosynthesis? This is the process of making food by green plants by using water, sunlight and carbon dioxide gas, that is called photosynthesis. And what are its raw materials? There are 3 raw materials: water, carbon dioxide and sunlight. So these are the raw materials of photosynthesis. Then the next question is, why do animals need non-living matter? Okay, why do animals need non-living matter? They need, as well as us also, human being also need non-living matter for their survival. To survive we need, or animals need non-living matter. Animals need non-living matter to survive. So last question is, what is food chain? What is food chain? Give its example. So what is food chain? The transfer of food from the transfer of energy from one living organism to another through food is called food chain. So example is grain. Grain is eaten by rat, rat is eaten by snake, and snake is eaten by eagle. So this is the example of the food chain. You will write it very easily, very nicely also. Okay, this much for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.